President Biden's approval rating right now, according to your poll, is at 44%. When you and I talked in March, his favorability rating was also at 44%, so it has not moved. What does that mean for President Biden?
Well, I think that he is on kind of the edge at 44%. Could he get reelected at 44? To get reelected, you need at least, say, 47% voting for you, and then there'll be a third party. Do you have enough people who could vote for you? Generally, if he was between 40 and 42, I would say it's really impossible. And I'd say if he was at 47 to 52, I'd say shoe in. He is at the bottom of what still could win, right? Given that he's going to make it a referendum on Donald Trump. He's going to make it on, do you really want this back? Do you really think Donald Trump's a threat to democracy and MAGA Republicans governing? He's got his storyline down, and his storyline is not one that is going to win 60% of the vote. It's either going to win or lose by a very small percentage because when you put the issues that starkly and about these things, the country has been in the last couple elections very evenly divided. But no, Biden hasn't moved. His State of the Union moved him for a short period of time, and attitudes towards him are pretty well set. And having, a lot of things kind of blew up. The world blew up, inflation blew up. Now he's got an economy that's going better on metrics of jobs and growth than expected. There was no recession, but the voters continue to look at inflation, and inflation is interesting in the fact that it really impacts everybody. Whether or not there's more unemployment or not tends to impact a selected percentage of people who are unemployed or not. Inflation affects more or less everybody, and that's why it's so devastating as an issue in politics.
Inflation and immigration, tied for the top issues facing voters. These are two issues Donald Trump has stumped on, has been on the offensive on. Democrats, within the past year, more on the defense. So, knowing that these two issues are the top issues for voters, what does this mean for both Biden and Trump?
Well, look, Trump can run on Trump nostalgia. He can run on, hey, I told you what was going to happen with immigration and inflation. Those are his three things. And I don't think that Biden is going to join. He's not going to, doesn't look like he's going to do anything significant in immigration, though I've said really it's a problem he cannot allow to continue to fester. On inflation, he's really doesn't have any policy. The budget's set. The appropriations bills are passed. There's not going to be any change in spending or any real policy. As you can see, he's courting young people. He's put in the marijuana, lightened up on marijuana. He's put in as much student relief. So he's looking to do that. He's looking to rally minorities. He's looking to rally women on abortion. I think that his strategy is a little bit more of slicing the electorate into a number of different groups and appealing strongly to those groups so that they'll have high turnout on election day. And I think Trump, even though he has a dedicated base, is actually trying to appeal more broadly on these big issues of inflation, immigration, and disorder.